Hey y'all, it's Maddie and Mom. It's Maddie's day off again.
Again.
It must be Thursday, and we got a case of the giggles again, don't we? Ah! Anyway, we wanted to pop on for a minute. Hey Maddie, you say hi? Hey, come on, you gotta get in the camera here. I know it's a little bit hard to share it, isn't it? Yeah, and so it's hat day for her. Because that's what you do on your day off, isn't it? It's like, I'm not doing my hair.
This is my version of her hat.
My version of her hat. Anyway, we thought we'd jump on here for a second and just say hi. Happy Thursday. We want to just give you some joy. Right, Madison? And I haven't been online to tell you about my trip to Alabama, but it was amazing. And you know what? When I was talking, I just actually left somebody a message today, sweet Tanya. And I was just recalling where I've come from. And it's been a journey for you and I, hasn't it, Madison? Yeah, and God has actually miraculously touched Madison, and it's pretty fantastic, actually, because when I think of where we were a few years back, it's crazy to know where God has brought us. So I would have actually never been able to go away to that ladies' conference like I did last week, would I?
No.
So, God is so stinking fantastic. And in the middle of our mess, sometimes we don't understand why we have to go through things. But the important thing is always to remember God's in charge, eh, Maddie? Because we never stopped pulling your miracle down from heaven, did we?
No.
Philippians 4:13, I can do all things. That's everything. That's the whole enchilada. Doesn't matter how big it is. It's not too big for Jesus, is it?
If it's
all
big for you, it's small for him. If it's small for you, it's big for him. That's what I've been told.
So you've been told. Anyway, nothing is too big for him. And what he did in Bible times, he can do in today times. And the Bible tells us that we're going to even see greater things, right?
Yeah.
So Madison and I, when we were living through COVID, it was a little bit crazy, wasn't it? So a lot of you know that Madison, she's autistic. She has Asperger's. And God has really touched her life March 30th last year, and has done and is still doing amazing things in her life. Correct?
Yes.
To the point where she has a full-time job. She got a full-time job at Goodwill, and I am so proud of her, because as a little girl, I would always tease her because she loved to sort things. She had all her littlest pet shops and little people, and she would sort them all
it was just organizing
categories, and she loved to organize. And I always said to her, I said, God is going to use your talent someday, and it's going to benefit.
Even with technology, I seem to know it and not get frustrated with it.
Yeah, that's actually true. So I don't know technology very well. I'm so old that I took shorthand in high school. So,
but they understand it.
Yeah,
but they do get frustrated with it. I understand it, and I don't get frustrated with it.
Yeah, that's actually true. So anyway, back to Madison's healing. So God has been so good to us. Through COVID, it was a crazy journey. And, Madison really struggled, like a lot of people did, and had a lot of anxiety. And a lot of her anxiety she took out on Mom, didn't you? And it wasn't nice.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't really talk about it a lot at all. People that are close to us know what I went through. But I was getting beat up probably 7 or 8 hours a day, wasn't I? And it's not that you wanted to, but you were so frustrated.
It felt like there was like a monster that was there that I couldn't even see what was in front of me.
The devil's a loser, isn't he?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and we kept telling him that, didn't we? Yeah, and it was a really sad time to go through, wasn't it? It was a really hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would even remember waking up in the middle of the night because I had these panic attacks that just somehow showed up.
Yeah, and we prayed those off, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and God fixed your heart and all the things that were going on there and touched you last March, right? That you're not on any medication now, are you? No, God's in charge.
There's like 27?
Yeah, too many.
Oh, yeah.
But when God has a plan and he gives us a purpose, there's no stopping, is there? So Madison has a full-time job at Goodwill now. She's living the life, aren't you?
Yeah.
You've totally left that in the past. We've washed it down the river, right?
If it's in the grave, it's forgotten completely, not just to be brought up again.
So that being said, so what happened to me was when Madison got her healing on March 30th of last year, it's kind of like my body knew it could finally take a break after 20 years of, living, being a mom of a special needs kid. If there's
survival mode?
Yeah, basically, it was survival mode. So if anybody has a special needs child out there, you know what, they'll understand when I say that, because it's a life that not a lot of people see.
No, it's hidden from the public eye.
It is, because it's not fun.
Because we act one way in front of the public, but as soon as we get home, it's...
Yeah, so because I was your safe place, you let loose on Mom, didn't you? Not that you wanted to do that, but yeah, a little bit too much. So that being said, God looked after me. He got me through it, didn't he? And before my feet hit the ground in the morning, I was praying just to get through the next hour, let alone the whole day. And there were some people that had a really hard time with that. There's, doctors through the years and friends that were in my circle.
Basically said things that weren't really...
What did they say?
You won't amount to anything. Just give her up. She won't amount to anything.
Mm-hmm. How'd that make you feel?
I'm sickened by it.
Yeah, it wasn't very fun, was it? It wasn't like uplifting, was it? No. Positive. So yeah, a lot of people wanted me to put Madison in a home because they could see what I was going through. But you know what? I never stopped believing that God had a miracle for her. Just like God touched my life, I knew God was going to touch her life. And it was 20 years, but we never gave up, did we? No. So after her touch, it's kind of like my body decided to just like, woo, I'm going to go on vacation mode. And so it's just like my liver, my thyroid, my kidneys, everything just decided to go on a vacation last summer. And Mom just kind of went in a downward spiral. But the amazing thing is God gives us knowledge and puts us in connections with, whether it's people or products or things that we should be doing. And so I've done all these things over the last year for my health journey to get my health back. And, it's amazing that when we know more, we can do better. So when you have
knowledge is power.
Knowledge is powerful. Look at you, girl. So you know what? That's exactly it. So when we know what we need to be doing, or, we have that knowledge of, what your body needs or what you need to be giving it and what products to take.
You can always assume something, but doesn't mean it's accurate.
There you go. So I've had lots of discoveries over the last year that God has just dropped in our laps. Some of them, some things that God dropped to my husband. Like one of the things that was water, that I needed to drink cleaner water and hydrogenated water. And that was so helpful. Different supplements and, things that will stimulate.
Natural stuff, not the...
Natural stuff, right? Nothing weird and funky here, right? No. Things that stimulate your stem cells. There's all kinds of things that we do. And I just talked to Tanya, and I'm so excited. Tanya's going to help me with my health journey. And I need to get back to the gym because this book kind of had interrupted. I was going to the gym 4 or 5 days a week, and we both were, weren't we? And we kind of dropped off the bandwagon, so we need to jump back on the bandwagon, don't we?
Yeah.
And get the rest of this weight off and kick it to the curb and say goodbye. So I'll be keeping you posted on all that. But she's just a lovely, lovely lady that God has put in contact with me, even though she's down in Tampa, Florida. But that's all right. God connects us girls, and you know what? We can lift each other up. And like I always say in my book, when you look good, you can feel better.
Even I told people that because of her.
And in my cancer journey, I talk about that I wasn't going to let the devil steal my joy. So even though my hair was falling out, my lashes fell out, my eyebrows fell out, never grew back, I learned to paint them on, glue my lashes on every day of my life.
But didn't you have people try to tell you otherwise?
What do you mean? About my lashes?
No, about your hair.
Well, what? That I wore spare hair? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, she's had people
I've had people sometimes I've had people pull on my hair to see if I was wearing a wig or not. But anyway, that's not important.
No.
That's just people being silly. But I always say, like when I
something.
spoke on the weekend, I was like, spare hair is the best kind of hair because it's on the shelf and it's ready to go and it's perfect. You put it on and every hair is in place. So that's a whole nother story. But sometimes us women have to be creative. And what we do to make ourselves feel good, you know, because it does really makes a difference when we feel good, you know, what we can conquer and how we can go about our day and what we can accomplish, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, any other last minute thoughts, Madison? Other than Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
And just be yourself.
Be yourself. Be yourself. Don't be a copycat.
Be an original, not a copy.
We're still working with Amazon, so this is one of my Beauty in the Ashes copies. So working on the website. Hopefully that'll be launching soon, the first part of August here. So excited to see what God is doing and the doors that he's opening and the amazing people I'm meeting. I am honestly truly blessed to be connected to all these people and to have Madison as my daughter. And look what the Lord has done. Woo! Look what the Lord has done. He touched my body. He healed my mind. Right? He saved me just in time. I'm gonna praise his name. I'll never be the same. Whoa. Okay, Mom, be quiet. Anyway, we have fun, right? It's all about having fun.
She's the more vocal one. I'm the more creative drawer technology person.
That's right. But we just come on for fun because we want to give people Jesus and we want to give people joy, right?
Yeah.
So signing out with joy in Jesus, right? Little is much when God is in it. Right, Maddie?
Yeah.
When he's in it to win it, right?
Yeah.
We read the back of the book and we win $2.